"Wake up, Aku! Wake up! It's the morning!" shouted Kamu. Aku opened his eyes, stood up and looked around. "Kamu, it's very early in the morning. Why are you awake so early?" asked Aku. "Aku, from today we are going to be more healthy. We might be awake, but we need to wake up our muscles. We need to start with stretching exercises. Just follow what I do," said Kamu. Kamu stretched her arms up and down in the air. "Aku, we need to do this 5 times, and then we need to bend down and touch our toes 5 times. Come on, Aku," shouted Kamu. Aku was slowing down. He was beginning to feel very tired. "Keep up, Aku. Last exercise. Now we need to jump up and down on the spot 5 times, as high as you can," said Kamu. "Kamu, I'm feeling tired. How can I have more energy when I feel so tired?" asked Aku. Kamu laughed. She liked to play all the time. "Aku, let's have a quick race now," said Kamu. Aku agreed, and they both headed towards the jogging track. "We can use this tree as the start line. First one back here wins," said Kamu. As the race started, Aku and Kamu were level, but at the halfway stage, Aku began to feel tired and stopped running. He couldn't carry on any more. Kamu made it a little bit further and then stopped. She had won the race, but she too was feeling tired. "Kamu, something isn't right. We shouldn't feel tired that easily," said Aku. Aku was right. They had only been playing for a short while, and both of them were feeling very tired. "Kamu, Mama always said that if our body doesn't have enough food and drink to give us energy, it will not be able to work properly. Meals are important," said Aku. Kamu looked confused. She never listened to Mama when it came to boring things. Stretching was good to wake up your muscles, but we need to wake up and charge our body too. Mama said that breakfast was the most important meal of the day, as you need to start the day full of energy, said Aku. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 meals a day that we need to have, added Aku. That sounds like a lot, replied Kamu. We should spread out what we eat and drink throughout the day, as it helps to give us the energy that we need to work, to rest, and to play, said Aku. We need to make sure that we eat our meals now. In between, we could have a snack depending on what we are doing, he added. 3 meals and snacks? Asked Kamu. But what are we going to eat? She added. Well, for a start, no more leaves. We need to eat lots of different foods, said Aku. No more leaves, smiled Kamu. She didn't like eating leaves at all. We can eat fruit, fish, and drink lots of water, replied Aku. But we can't just eat that. Can we eat coconuts and drink coconut milk too? Said Kamu. Yes, Kamu. Milk is good for our bones. It helps us to grow big and strong, replied Aku. We also need to eat foods which will give us energy for longer, such as potatoes and rice, said Aku. But Aku, that's too much food. I'm little, and I can't eat that much, replied Kamu. Kamu has a smaller stomach than Aku and cannot eat the same amount of food as him. Kamu, it's not too much food. It's about balancing it all and looking at the portion size, replied Aku. Aku loved eating fish and always wanted to eat fish. Mama always told him that he could have fish as part of a meal, but he should have different foods which are healthy, said Aku. Yes, Aku, we need to have at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day, replied Kamu. Why? Asked Aku. They are good for your health. They make you feel better and they give you energy, explained Kamu. Like bananas? I like eating bananas and they give you energy, said Aku. Yes, Aku, there are different types of fruit and vegetables, each with different tastes. Oh, and did you know there's even one for every colour of the rainbow, replied Kamu. Aku looked puzzled. Rainbow-coloured fruit and vegetables, he thought to himself. Aku, can we eat cakes too? Mama always made me nice cakes, and she also taught me how to make cakes. Can I make them for us? Said Kamu. Kamu, you listened to your mama? Asked Aku. Yes, I listened to Mama for the nice things, but Mama always said that too many cakes are bad for you. They contain fat and sugar, which makes you put on weight. Sugar is also bad for your teeth, said Kamu. But if you played a lot and did lots of activity, then you can enjoy cakes, replied Aku. Kamu smiled. If she did lots of activity, then she would be using up the energy from the fat and sugar in the cakes, and so could still enjoy them sometimes, but not all the time. Aku and Kamu had spent the whole day talking about the importance of food and activity. They had even been planning their meals for tomorrow. It was fun thinking about food that they liked and new foods that they would both try together. Aku was excited and wanted to try a different fruit and vegetable for every colour of the rainbow. The following day, Aku and Kamu started their day with stretching exercises and then ate breakfast. After breakfast, they rested for a while and then went for a run. They both lasted longer this time and completed the race, but Aku was not as quick as Kamu. Kamu, why am I not as quick as you? Asked Aku. Aku, that's what happens when you don't do any activity. Your body and muscles take longer to wake up. If you do activity regularly, you can become faster like me, smiled Kamu. She liked the idea of Aku doing more activity. It meant that she could play more. Aku, I want to be strong like you, but how can I be, as I am smaller than you? Asked Kamu. Yes, you can be strong, replied Aku. It's not about being big or small in size. It's about building strength in your muscles by eating healthy food such as fish or milk and doing some activity every day, added Aku. If you can help me become faster, I can help you get stronger, said Aku. Let's have some lunch first, replied Kamu. After lunch, they started with stretching exercises. Aku was beginning to enjoy these. When they finished the exercises, Kamu had a rest. Aku went and found a selection of coconuts. Kamu, let's play catch the coconut. This game will help you build muscles in your arms, said Aku. We need to do this 20 times. Hey, we can learn to count at the same time, he said excitedly. Kamu was excited too, and started to play catch. "Catch, Kamu! That's one," said Aku. Kamu caught the coconut and threw it back to Aku. After about 5 turns, Kamu's arms began to feel tired, but she was still enjoying the game. "Aku, my arms are feeling tired," said Kamu in a soft voice. "That's okay, Kamu. We can lower it to 10 turns," replied Aku. "We can start slowly and build up each time we play," he added. After 10 turns, it was time to do some leg exercises. "Now let's bend our knees up and down and jump 10 times, as this helps build strength in our legs," said Aku. "Aku, isn't that like my stretching exercises?" asked Kamu. "Yes, Kamu. By doing these exercises, it gives us energy and makes us stronger," replied Aku. "Kamu, it's a bit like running. It takes a while for our body to change. When we start, we feel tired, but as we do it more and more, we will get faster and stronger and can play for much longer," said Aku. "We don't have to do the same activity all the time. I like swimming, so I will spend more time swimming," said Aku. Kamu smiled. Remember, she didn't like swimming. "I like running and playing on the swings," said Kamu with a big smile. "Kamu, isn't it fun doing activities we enjoy?" smiled Aku. Aku and Kamu were learning a lot about meals and activity. It was an important topic and not too boring now. Kamu was still feeling tired and was beginning to get a headache. Should she tell Aku? What if he made her do more exercises? Was she getting a headache as it was too much information for her to remember? She decided to share how she was feeling with Aku. "Aku, I still feel very tired and have a headache now, but cannot work out why," said Kamu. Kamu was feeling upset. That made Aku feel upset. Aku thought for a while. "Kamu, you're thirsty. We haven't been drinking enough water. Food, 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 and then lots of activity. I completely forgot about water," said Aku. Kamu looked puzzled. "Aku, what's my headache got to do with water?" asked Kamu. "We need to make sure we drink lots of water to help our body and our brain work properly. Mama always said if we don't drink enough water, our brain doesn't work very well. We might forget things, and then our head hurts when we try to use it," replied Aku. Kamu put her hands on her hips and looked at Aku. "Aku, are you sure that's the reason I have a headache?" she asked. "Yes, Kamu, that's why we have to drink a lot of water too, and if we're playing, then we will need more," replied Aku. "So we have to look at how much food we eat, the type of food we eat, how much activity we do, the types of activity we do. Can't eat too many cakes. Phew! Aku, my head hurts," said Kamu. "Here, have a glass of water," smiled Aku. Kamu wasn't happy. Aku was laughing at her now. "Kamu, we just have to be good now. Remember, we have to look after each other. It's important to balance food and activity and not overdo things. Can you imagine if we eat too much and don't do as much activity?" asked Aku. Kamu thought for a moment and then looked shocked. "Could we get a big tummy?" replied Kamu. "Yes, we need different foods to help us to grow and to give us energy. But if we eat more than we use up in energy and do little activity, then the food can turn to fat and get stored in our tummy, said Aku. Aku, that's funny. That means if we don't do any activity, we get lots of old food stuck in our tummy, laughed Kamu. Not quite, Kamu, but I guess you're right. Anyway, this can make us feel more tired when we move around and do activity. It's also not very healthy for us when we grow older, said Aku. Aku, what if we did too much activity and didn't eat enough? What if we became too tired to even walk home? Asked Kamu. This means that we haven't eaten enough food to give us the energy we need. That's why it's important that we eat different foods in the right amount, not too much and not too little, added Aku. Aku, if we are not doing activity and we are just being lazy for the day, do we need to eat and drink? Asked Kamu. Yes, Kamu, of course we do. Our body still needs energy, doesn't it? Replied Aku. If we are not doing lots of activity, we will not need to eat as much food at our meal times, but we still need to eat 3 meals a day and drink enough water, added Aku. Oh, and we may not need extra snacks during the day too, said Aku. Kamu thought for a moment. No activity would mean no cakes. She didn't like that. But what if I am doing my work and learning to count? Asked Kamu. Kamu, your body is still working. Remember, your brain needs energy to work, think, and to store things. If you don't feed your brain, how will it remember things for you? Replied Aku. Aku, could that explain why I fell asleep when I was playing hide and seek and was late heading home? Asked Kamu. Yes, Kamu, it could also explain why you forget things at times, as your brain needs water, replied Aku. From now on, I will think of myself as a plant. If you feed me water, then I will grow, laughed Kamu. Aku laughed too. Kamu needed to drink more water. She was beginning to have crazy ideas. Kamu put both hands on her head and nodded. She realized that food and water are very important in the right amount and spread throughout the day to help her body work properly. Aku and Kamu agreed that from now on, planning their meals and activities for the day was important. They weren't going to miss a meal and were going to look after their health. They were also going to make it a fun activity.